Who are Boko Haram? Boko Haram is the name of a Nigerian terror organization founded in 2002. The name Boko Haram incorporates the Hausa word Boko, which normally translates to education, but specifically secular or non-Islamic, sometimes termed Western education. The other element of the name Haram is an Arabic word that means forbidden, and so the name of the organization together is usually translated to something like Western education is forbidden. This is not the name that the group call themselves, however, preferring to term themselves Jamaat il-Akhli Sunnatil lil-Dawat wal-Jihadi, which translates to something like the group of the people of Sunnah for Dawah and Jihad. The group's aim is to form a new caliphate on earth that adheres strictly to Sharia law rather than modern beliefs, and its name, the Western education is forbidden, is because of several held beliefs that the earth, for example, is flat, that rain is sent by God and isn't caused by evaporation, as well as that reading any book other than the Quran should be made illegal. They follow a very strict form of Salafism, which is a type of extreme Sunni Islam, the main reason behind their creation being what they saw as the need to purify the Islam of Nigeria, which they say had been diluted and corrupted by Western influence and education. Boko Haram from 2002 started to commit terror attacks, particularly in the northeastern regions of Nigeria, and this led to a crackdown by the Nigerian government, who started several offensives against them. These seem to have gone very well in 2009 when they successfully killed the founder and leader of the group, Muhammad Yusuf, and by 2010 it seemed that the group was defeated. But in September of that year, the group orchestrated a massive prison break in the state of Bauchi that led to the release of 705 prisoners, 105 of whom were hardcore Boko Haram extremists, and this led to a resurgence of the group in 2010 and the following years, led by the new leader Abu Bakr Shekau. Following the death of the previous leader, Shekau was able to stop the infighting between the various splinter groups and to create a new coherent organization that was far more sophisticated than the previous Boko Haram had been. They sought links with other Islamic terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda as well as Al-Shabaab, which were also operating in Africa, and became increasingly intelligent in their attacks, attacking both the Nigerian government as well as UN headquarters in the country, thus becoming a more potent threat in the region. They expanded their territory and area of operation to include the neighbouring countries of Chad, Cameroon, Benin and Niger, and in 2012 the Nigerian government declared a state of emergency due to the increasing number of attacks being committed by the group. This led to, in 2013, a Nigerian counterattack against the group, which had taken so much territory that only had limited early successes. This was clear because 2014 would be the bloodiest year of the group's operations, where they would claim the lives of more than 10,849 people and would gain a territory of around 50,000 square kilometers. They would gain international notoriety too, with their attack on the town of Chibok and the school there, with the abduction of over 276 schoolgirls that would lead to international outcry at that they should be released, as they were abducted and brought into the bush and later filmed being forced to wear hijabs and to cite Islamic prayers, despite the fact that the majority of them were Christian. In 2015, the group declared its allegiance to the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria, and actually in that year they killed more people than ISIS and thus were declared the world's deadliest terror organization. However, in 2016, the group would experience a split as people became more and more disillusioned with the radical style of its leader, Shekau, and especially when he defied the orders of the Caliphate in Baghdad. There was the arisal of a new group called ISWAP, which is the Islamic State's West Africa province, which would be led by a certain Abu Musab al-Barnawi, who was a son of the previous leader, Muhammad Yusuf, while a group called Boko Haram would continue to be led by Shekau himself, and the two groups would often fight against one another. Perhaps it's because of this that the Nigerian government was finally able to make greater progress fighting against them, especially with more United States support following the Chibok abductions and similar attacks. This led to them being able to declare that Boko Haram in 2019 had been technically defeated. Although attacks continue, and since around 2012, over 2,300,000 people have been internally displaced within Nigeria, as well as around 250,000 having to flee to neighbouring regions, and the group is responsible for the killing of around 37,000 people in Nigeria and the surrounding countries.